Hello again, my beautiful people. So it is that time again for me to show you the most beautiful pieces that I'm making. So for today's tutorial, I'm showing you how to make this beautiful crop top. So this is 2 layers of the fabric. Right sides is facing each other. We're just marking 3 inches from the bottom or from the top all the way to the bottom. So go ahead if you're sewing together with me and just make your 3 inches, okay? And once you are done, you can make your mark there. Just make a vertical line. So you will notice that I'm busy putting in the pins there. It's because, like I've said, this is like 2 layers of the fabric and we're using a Duchess fabric. It is quite slippery. So before we make that line, and just to make sure that this fabric is aligned, it's best that you pin it to make sure that now it's together, and the line will also be exact even on the other side. And next, let us determine the length of our shoulder to sleeve end, because remember, for this tutorial we are not going to divide the shoulder and have it in one piece and then add the sleeve as a separate piece. We're having both the shoulder and the sleeve on the same fabric or on the same cut. So now I'm placing mine at 13. And next, from that point, I'm gonna make a mark of 1.5 for the shoulder slope. And then for the armhole, I'm making it 10. You'd notice that I did not necessarily shift the starting point. So it means it will have to be 10 minus 1.5 of the shoulder slope that I'm going to reduce at the top. And now what I'm doing is I'm joining those marks together using a straight line. And next we're gonna go in with our neck measurements. We're gonna start with the width. I'm marking 2.5 for my neck width, and then for the depth of my neck I'm going in by 3 inches. Remember, we are working on the front pieces. So let's go ahead and make our shape of the neck. And then we will also go in and make that mark of the 1.5 shoulder slope. So once everything is said and done, this is how it looks. So what we're gonna do is at the length of our shirt, mine is 18 from the shoulder line to the bottom, it's 18. I'm marking here my bust measurements. So my bust measurements is 8. I just added 2 inches there for flexibility and to make sure that the shirt is loose. And what I did now is I'm going to make a curve just to join the 2 points together. But just before I join these points together, I want to come in by just a few inches. So I'm marking mine at 3 inches here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use a free hand to connect those 3 dots together. I will blend it even when I start to cut. So right there, I'm just adding my 0.5 inches seam allowance. That's half an inch seam allowance. Don't forget to add that. And now let's go and cut the fabric out. So we need to extend the neck measurements to these allowances of 3 inches so that we are able to cut out the entire neckline. We will not be needing the upper piece of the 3 inches. We are now done with the front 2 pieces. We've taken that and placed it on our folded back piece. But we have just extended it over with that allowances of 3 inches because we will not be needing that one. So we're gonna use this piece to trace out our back piece, but the depth of 3 inches is quite too low for our shirt. So instead of 3 inches, we're gonna go down just by 1.5 inches. I apologize that you cannot see that, but I did went down by 1.5 inches for the back neckline. So as you can see now, I'm marking that out, and for the width it was the same, it was a 2.5. So guys, this is after we've cut out every piece that we need. We're going to fold this piece like this, and then we go on and fold it again. This is for our buttonhole allowance and also for our button allowance. But before we do that, we are going to put the interface just to firm the fabric. So here is the interfacing. We're going to iron it on our fabric so that it can, it has some glue. So when we iron it on, it's gonna grip on our fabric. Then we'll be able to easily fold it and then fold it again. Guys, I hope you've been following. I'm just using the serger now, or the overlocker, to overlock the necessary ends like the shoulder points, as you can see. And then I will be going in also on the sides of our top. So now once we are done with all the interlocking, we are going to fold our shirt like so, and then we're gonna determine the size of the folded neckline. When I was measuring mine, I got a 10. Now on a clean sheet of pattern paper, you're going to look for 10. Fold it in a 90 degrees and then go down with it until you get to a 10. Put a marker on both ends of where you got your 10. And then you're gonna flip your measuring tape once you are satisfied with that, and then you are going to take it from that pointy part like so. So when you do it like this, you're gonna arrive at, I think mine was 12.5, and then I'm gonna do the same even on the other side. The other side was saying 13, but I ended up having to go for what I felt comfortable with, so I decided to go for 12.5. So now I'm marking the 12.5 all the way from one end to the other end. 12.5 all the way. And now I'm using my free hand to join those dots. And next, I went in at the top of the line to measure 1 inch. And then I'm making marks of 1 inch. This process will be repeated just the same as what we did with the bottom line. I decided to use the ruler for the second line. And after that, go ahead and cut out your bishop collar pattern. This is how it should look. Place it on your main fabric. So because my lining will be the same fabric as the outside of the neck, I'm going to cut this fabric into two. So as I'm cutting, I'm gonna make an allowance of 1/2 inch on all sides of the fabric. So this is how it looks, guys. Combine everything and then this should be the end results. I will have a separate video where I show you how to put in the buttonholes or how to put in your buttons. Thank you. Bye bye.